Hi friends, a very warm welcome to our channel back again. This is your Chanda Mama bringing you a new story in this episode. So today's story is Brahma's instruction to gods, men and demons. So this story is published by Adarsh Chitrakatha. So let's move to the introduction before we move to the story. Come. So before we start the story, the Brahma's instruction to gods, men and demons, we go with the introduction. So let's move towards the introduction. The Brihadaranyaka Upanishad contains a simple and instructive anecdote which prescribes the practice of three principal virtues, that is self-control, charity and mercy. The cultivation of these virtues in the mind paves the way for greater happiness through harmony with the world, thereby sublimating the entire personality for contemplation of the higher values of life. The story of Nachiketas. In this mystical tale of the Katha Upanishad, we are given a history of the human spirit which passes through the various stages of suffering, test and experience in its onward march to the absolute. The path of the spirit is not an easy one. That is, hardship and also accompanied by a sense of mystery and awe is exemplified in the philosophical epic that goes after the name of Nachiketas. The pride of gods. The Kena Upanishad, as its very outset, commences with a question: who is the compeller and the propeller of the senses and the mind? The question implies that there is positively some superior principle surpassing the operation of the sense organs, the mind and the intellect. Whatever be the effort on the part of these organs, they are incapable of gaining an access into reality. It is only when the ego melts completely that there can be a salvation for the soul. Tadhyan Atharvana Maharishi. The doctrine of Madhuvidya occurring in the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, as taught by the sage Dhadyan, is an exposition of the interdependence of things in creation. No object is independent by itself. Nothing in the universe is self-existent or stands isolated. Everything is connected with everything else. Since everything is dependent on everything, everything becomes the supporting factor for everything. This support is the universal element present everywhere, namely Brahman. The absolute, which is called the honey, that is the madhu, or the sustaining food for the existence of everything in creation. In short, the morale behind the doctrine is that the selfishness is a chimera. It cannot and does not exist. The law of universe is cooperative activity and mutual regards. So before we started the story, this was the introduction, a brief on Brahma's instruction to gods, men and demons. So let's move towards the story. Three classes of Brahma's children, the gods, the men and the demons, are always desirous of overcoming their limitations with a view to gain control over the entire creation. So victory to the Devas. Rally our forces. We must not yield so easily to our enemies. So while the warfare between the gods and the demons was going on, the mankind was vicariously influenced, each individual reaping the fruits of its previous karmas. Sometimes when the gods would win victory over the demons, Dakshas chased them away. Mankind was blessed with the virtuous qualities, the radiant health, contentment and long life. But when the gods were subdued by the demons, it was then that the vicious qualities prevailed in the human beings, leading them to misery, disease, decay and immature health. We must devise some means to improve our condition. But how is it possible for us to do so? And mankind was in dilemma. Even though anyone was free to choose his course of action, avidya supervened to reveal the means of fulfilling the purpose for which the creation has been set in motion. In the three worlds, were in chaos. At last, a voice was heard from the highest heaven. Did you hear that? Yes, it's our father Brahma who is calling us. Some unknown force is pulling us. Let us repose our faith in it and be guided to where we are led. The gods are up to some mischief. We shall follow them, lest we may come to grief later on. The demons got suspicious. They did not want to allow the devas to overcome them. Accordingly, the gods, the men, and the demons went to the abode of Brahma and undertook severe penance, living a life of continence. After the period of studentship was over, they approached Brahma. O Devas, do you understand what I say? O adorable Father, please give us instructions. Tell us our duty. Yes, Father, we have understood rightly. If so, tell me what I meant. You told us Damatya. That is because we enjoy too much in heaven. Then the demons attack us and take us by surprise. So your instruction implies that we must not go too much in the sense of enjoyment. Very good. So you follow the instructions from me. We are grateful to you, Father. When the gods had taken leave of Brahma, the men stepped forward. Adorable Father, please instruct us. Tell us the cause of our misfortunes. Oh men, do you follow what I say? Yes, Father, we have surely understood. If so, tell me what. You told us Datta, and the meaning of your teaching is that we should give up our natural tendency of being greedy. Henceforth, we shall try not to hoard wealth and foodstuff. We will give in charity what does not belong to us. O men, you have understood rightly, so you follow this instruction. And be careful that you do not get puffed up with pride when you are well placed in life. Father, we are obedient children. We will try to follow your instruction. The men, having received the instruction from Brahma, paid homage to him and left. The demons were waiting impatiently. O demons, do you want instruction from me? Yes, O venerable Father, please instruct us also. O demons, do you understand what I say? You told us Dayadvam, but there is no need to say anything further. You have understood. However, I shall repeat again. You are very cruel. You always insult, injure, and harm other people. Therefore, don't eat, swallow, destroy, and demolish everything. Father, what you tell us is for our good. Accept our obeisance and permit us to leave immediately. The demons are very hard-hearted people. They wanted to fight from the gods rather than follow Brahma's instructions, so they left in a hurry. Brahma had instructed his progeny, and the same is repeated by the heavenly voice. The cloud by the force of the thunder, the syllables da, da, da. Tell us to be self-controlled, give and be merciful. Whoever follows these instructions of Brahma raises his status, while those who remain ignorant of this truth stay rooted in the earthly attachments. So next, we move to the next story, the story of Nachiketas. Nachiketas was the son of sage Gautam. Desirous of heavenly rewards, Gautama performed a sacrifice known as the Sarvadesa Yajna. In this sacrifice, it was necessary for him to give in charity all his possessions, dear and near. Nachiketas, my beloved son, I have distributed in charity several cows to Brahmin, priests in the sacrifice performed by me today. Father, I am very happy to hear this news. Nachiketas ran to the shed. He wanted to know which of the cows had been given by his father. Oh, what a pity! The cattle given away by my father are barren and old. I must speak to him. When the Nachiketas returned to his father, Father, in this sacrifice which you are performing, have you decided to give in charity everything that you own? Yes, my child. But why do you look so sad? Nachiketas spoke out his inner heart. My venerable father, forgive me if I say that the cows which you have given away are incapable of giving any milk. They are famished and are not going to calve again. Gautama was taken aback. I am your son. You own me. And inasmuch as you have promised to give away all your belongings in charity, to whom will you give me? Gautama had no idea of giving his son in charity to anyone. Nachiketas repeated his question once again. Father, you will not get the pleasures of heaven by giving away the cows which are only skeleton. Please tell me, to whom will you give me? Oh, this boy is innocently troubling me by putting a shameless question. When Nachiketas queried the third time, to whom will you give me, father? Gautama was enraged. He cursed his son. Nonsense, you silly boy. To death do I give you. The curse immediately had its effect. Nachiketas died and went to the abode of Yama, the Lord of Death. What has Brahma, the Lord of Death, to do with me? I am being sent to him. I do not understand. I am not afraid of death. Like a corn, a mortal is born. Like a corn, he dies. I will be only too happy if to be Yama's disciple and do service to the world. As Nachiketas approached the abode of Yama, O revered sir, I have come to see Lord Yama. Young lad, Lord Yama is not here. He has gone out. Upon hearing this news, Nachiketas waited for Yama to return. When Yama returned after a period of 3 days, O Lord, a Brahmin guest enters like a fire. Nachiketas has been fasting for the last 3 days during your absence. And nothing can be worse for a householder than for a guest to stand starving at his gates. Oh, this is horrible. I must make amends. Yama rushed out of his palace, and when he saw Nachiketas, oh great soul, you have been standing here for 3 days and nights. What did you eat during these 3 days? Oh Yama, I ate your offsprings on the first day. On the second day, I ate all your cattle and wealth. And on the third day, all the good works you have done. Yama immediately brought the sacred waters from inside the palace and washed his feet of the guest and made him seated. O revered Nachiketas, please excuse me for my absence. I give you 3 boons as my expiation. May God befall us both. O Yama, as the first of the 3 boons, I choose that my father Gautama be pacified. He should be free from anger and hatred towards me when I am sent back to him. Yes, I grant you this wish. When you return to the world, your father will recognize you and receive you with affection. Now, ask for the second boon. O Yama, please explain to me all about the fire sacrifice which leads to heaven and out of which the whole world has been created. Yama initiated Nachiketas into the mystery of the universal fire. O Nachiketas, this sacrifice which you have learnt from me is hidden in the cave of the heart. Henceforth, this sacrifice will be known by your name. I am very pleased with you and give you an extra boon. I present you with this many-colored chain which will enable you to know all about the past and the hidden powers of the nature. O Nachiketas, one more boon is left. You can choose that third boon as well. O Lord, there is a doubt among men. When a person dies, some say that he exists while others are of a different opinion. I would like to know what happens to a person when he goes to the great beyond. My dear child, don't ask this question and put me in an embarrassing situation. Ask for something else. I am prepared to give you. Oh Lord, what is the difficulty about it? Child, not even all the gods put together can answer this question that you have posed me before. Oh Lord, there is no other boon like this, and also I cannot find another teacher like thee to have my doubt cleared on this point. Yama did not answer the question easily of the Nachiketas. He tested him further. I am ready to bestow upon you the rulership of the whole universe. Ask for wealth, long life, sons, grandsons, pleasures which the human beings cannot even dream of, are here at your disposal by my grace. O Lord, you want me to make the ruler of the universe. But what will happen to me when the universe ceases to exist? These things that you are offering me have a beginning and an end. They only wear away the energy of the senses and make me feel weak. Look at these heroes of the cattle, horses and elephants, and these celestial maidens with their chariots and musical instruments. O Lord, keep for thyself all the wealth of the cattle, horses and elephants, and these celestial maidens, for thine be the song and the dance. Nachiketas rejected the grand presents offered to him by Yama. His body, mind and soul had attained purity by his 3 days fast. O Lord, you say that not even all the gods can answer my question, which means to say that you know the answer. I therefore stand firm in my resolve and will not budge from this place unless your question is answered. The third time I have asked, the third time is answered. O Nachiketas, may I have more disciples like you. Come, I will teach you. And Yama, recognizing in Nachiketas a fit disciple, imparted to him the highest knowledge, which he is free from sorrow of any kind. So let's move towards the third story. The Pride of the Gods. A pleasure garden in Amravati, the city of gods, was full of the greenery and sweet smelling flowers. It was an ideal panorama of beauty. As Agni, Vayu and Indra entered the garden, the glory unto our prowess. We have won a great victory over the Asuras. Immeasurable indeed is our strength. Who in the three worlds can defy us? Matchless is our strength. Come now, let us enjoy. And the goose started their merrymaking. Suddenly, there was a thundering sound. Huge yaksha appeared before them. They got terrified. Oh Agni, please go and find out who is this in front of us. Agni, the fire god, approached the yaksha. Who are you? I am Agni, the lord of fire. I can burn up everything within twinkling of an eye. I see you are the one of the gods and you can reduce everything to ashes. There is not the least doubt of it. The yaksha placed a dry blade of grass before Agni. If you are confident, burn this tiny blade of grass. You really amuse me. Burn this tiny blade of grass? Well, let me show you what I can do. Agni penetrated into the blade of grass, but try as much as he could, he failed in his attempt to burn or even shake it. What is this? I am not able to burn a tiny blade of grass. Mysterious is this spirit. I must run away to Indra. Agni ran away in fright and told everything to Indra. Oh Lord, I do not know who this yaksha is. Indra returned to Vayu. Oh Vayu, you please go and find out who is this in front of me. Vayu hastened to meet the yaksha. As he approached the nearer, who are you? I am Vayu, the blower of everything. Oh, I see, you are one of the gods. What is your power? As the deity of the air, I can blow away anything. I can even uproot very big mountains. The yaksha placed the blade of grass before Vayu. Is that so? Then blow this little blade of grass. Vayu took up the challenge and mighty cyclonic wind blew and blew, but the dry blade of grass remained where it was. This seems to be a mighty spirit. It has got mysterious powers. I am greatly afraid. I must run back to Indra. Vayu returned defeated. My lord, I too have not been able to find who this yaksha is. All right, then I shall go myself. When Indra approached, the yaksha suddenly disappeared, and in its place stood a very lustrous, beautiful woman in golden color. It is Uma Himavati, the golden-hued goddess. Oh mother, what is this great being? Agni and Vayu failed to discover his identity. But the spirit vanished when I came here. This is I fail to understand. O Mother of the Universe, please enlighten me about this mystery. You are all-knowing and can destroy the ignorance of any of the one who approaches you with humility. O Indra, you cannot easily know what it was that came and mystified you. It was Brahman. While Brahman won the victory in the battle with the Asuras, you thought it was due to your efforts. Indra, you have been glorying over the greatness of Brahman. He appeared before you to humble your pride. Indra's pride was completely humbled. O adorable mother, thou art the dispeller of the darkness of ignorance. He prostrated himself before the goddess of knowledge. It is through thy grace that I have been blessed to have the knowledge of that great being who is the repository of all powers, prostrations unto thee. And after having been initiated by her, Indra returned to Agni and Vayu. O Devas, someone helped us. It was Brahman, and we have been unnecessarily imagining that we conquered the Asuras. With the fire of knowledge obtained by Indra, he became preeminent among the gods. He instructed the other gods that they too were illumined and are shining in the heaven since the time of creation. Tadyan Atharvana Maharishi. I have heard that sage Dhadyan is the only one who can satisfy my thirst for knowledge. Indra, the king of the gods, sat on his splendid throne. He was in a dejected mood. As Indra approached the hermitage of the sage Dhadyan, "Welcome, O Indra. May I know the purpose of your visit? O revered Maharishi, the pleasures of the heaven are falling upon me. The Asuras have been defeated, but they are bound to come back to wreak their vengeance upon us. If that is so, what service can I do to you?" Indra fell prostrate at the feet of the sage and requested for initiation into a sacred doctrine. "O venerable Maharishi, please condescend to shower thy grace upon me by teaching me the secret of Madhuvidya." The sage Dhadyan was pleaded. He, he taught the doctrine to Indra. "O Indra, even the memory of this knowledge will enable you to be free from fear from any kind. This is really a great secret. It should not be imparted to anyone else. I shall see to it." Indra, however, was a very strange disciple. "O Maharishi, I am grateful for your kind instruction, but there is something which I wish to tell you. I forbid you to teach this knowledge to anyone else, and you do, I'll cut off your head." Said Dhadyan, on hearing this threat from Indra, kept quiet. "Now permit me to leave, and remember my words, because I shall not relent on this point." Indra then went back to his kingdom. The two Ashwins saw him entering his palace. He looks confident and well contented. The resplendence on his face makes it so evident. The two Ashwins also wanted to have the knowledge which Indra had acquired. They humbly approached sage Dadhyan and requested him for the instruction. "O Ashwin, there is a danger behind my telling. You know what I know. I lose my head." "How?" "The foolish person Indra came here. I taught him the Madhuvidya. He said that if I teach it to anyone else, he will sever my head. So I tell you anything about it, my head will go." "Oh, you don't bother about losing your head. We shall take care of this matter. How are you going to save me?" The Ashwins conferred among themselves. "Maharishi, when you start teaching us, we will cut off your head." When the Ashwin had disclosed the entire plan to the sage, "A wonderful idea. Indeed, go ahead with it and I shall teach you for the sake of posterity." The Ashwins then brought a horse's head. "Master, one of us is going to cut your head and place this horse's head on the trunk of your body. Then we'll give life to the body, and you please start speaking. Oh Ashwins, I am ready for your idea to succeed. With the head of the horse and the trunk of his body, the sage started speaking the Madhuvidya. Oh Ashwins, everything is originally connected with everything else. But people do not understand this mystery. They fight among themselves for selfish ends, not knowing that they are dependent on each other. And all the elements in creation are animated by a consciousness which is common to all. Immediately, Indra came to know that the sage had betrayed him. So the Maharishi has taught the secret to someone else. I shall go immediately and deal with him. Like a furious hurricane, did he come to carry out his threat, not knowing that what had cut off was the horse's head only. The Ashwins then replaced the original head on the sage's body and made him whole. Dhadyan Atharvana Maharishi taught the whole doctrine to the Ashwins. And in the conclusion, he said, "My dear children, you have performed a terrific feat in wanting to know this wisdom from me by cutting off my head. You are very virile. Like clouds, rainwater, I shall rain prosperity upon you by this knowledge that you have gained from me." Through the mouth of horse, the great Rishi spoke. So this was the end of the story. So we'll come back with a new video and a new story in the next episode. So till then, stay safe, take care, bye bye. In case if you have not liked our channel, do like, share, comment and subscribe to our channel for more updates. Thank you.